I was 16 years old when this happened. At the time, I babysat for extra money whenever I could. Most of my jobs came from neighbors or family friends, but one weekend I got a request from someone I had never met before. The woman said she found my name through a local community group online. She needed a babysitter for her 8-year-old son while she worked a night shift at a hospital. The pay was much higher than normal. Looking back, that should have been my first warning. The house was located in a quiet neighborhood outside a small town in Ohio. When my dad dropped me off around 8:30 p.m., everything looked normal. The woman greeted me at the door and introduced me to her son, Tyler. He seemed shy but polite. Before leaving, she gave me a quick tour of the house. Then she stopped outside a locked door near the end of a hallway. "Don't worry about this room," she said. "It's just storage." I nodded. At the time, I didn't think anything of it. By 10 p.m., Tyler was asleep upstairs. I was sitting in the living room, watching TV. The house was completely silent. Around 10:45, I heard a noise from down the hallway, a soft thump, then another. It sounded like something falling over. I muted the TV and listened. Nothing. A few minutes later, my phone buzzed. It was a text from the mother. "Everything okay?" I replied, "Yes." She responded almost immediately. "Good." Tyler sometimes sleepwalks. That message felt random. I hadn't mentioned Tyler. I hadn't texted her about anything. I shrugged it off and kept watching TV. About 15 minutes later, I heard footsteps. Not upstairs, not outside. Inside the hallway. Slow, deliberate. I stood up. "Tyler," I called. No answer. I grabbed my phone and walked toward the hallway. The footsteps stopped. Every bedroom door was closed. Everything looked normal. Then I noticed something. The locked storage room door was slightly open, only an inch, but I was positive it had been closed earlier. A cold feeling went through my stomach. I slowly stepped closer. The gap was dark. I couldn't see inside. Then my phone buzzed again. Another text from the mother. "Is Tyler still asleep?" This time I didn't answer right away. I looked at the partially opened door, then back at the phone. Something about the situation felt wrong. I decided to check on Tyler. I walked upstairs and quietly opened his bedroom door. The bed was empty. For a second, I thought my heart stopped. Then I heard a small voice. "Don't turn around." The voice came from behind me. I spun around. Tyler was standing in the hallway. His face looked pale, terrified. "What?" I asked. He pointed downstairs, very slowly. Then he whispered something I'll never forget. The man came out again. I stared at him. "What man?" Tyler looked confused. "The man in the room." Every hair on my arms stood up. I immediately asked what he meant. Tyler explained that sometimes he heard noises from the locked room at night. He thought someone lived inside it. I wanted to believe he was making it up. Kids imagine things all the time, but before I could say anything else, we both heard it. A loud creak, coming from downstairs, then another, like someone walking across a wooden floor. Tyler grabbed my arm. I took out my phone and called his mother. No answer. I called again, straight to voicemail. The footsteps continued. 1, 2, 3, moving through the hallway below us, then stopping. For nearly 30 seconds, there was complete silence. Then we heard the sound of someone climbing the stairs, slowly, one step at a time. I locked Tyler's bedroom door. We backed into the corner. Neither of us said a word. The footsteps reached the top of the stairs, then stopped outside the room. The doorknob moved. Once, twice, 3 times. I was already dialing 911. The operator answered immediately. As I whispered what was happening, the doorknob stopped moving. Everything became quiet again. A minute passed, then 2, then 3. No sounds, nothing. Finally, police sirens appeared outside. The officers searched the house from top to bottom. They found no one. But they did discover something strange. The locked storage room wasn't a storage room at all. Inside was an old stairway leading into a small, unfinished section of the basement. The basement window had been forced open from outside. According to police, someone had likely entered the house through that window. What terrified me most was what they found near the bottom of the stairs. A folding chair, facing upward toward the house, as if someone had been sitting there, listening, watching, waiting. I never babysat at that house again. A few months later, the family moved away. To this day, I still think about Tyler's words. The man came out again. The word again still bothers me, because it means that night wasn't the first time.